You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got two things in one video. They're both related to the media. Now, keep in mind, in the back of your mind, ESPN and the NFL are still in negotiations right now for NFL media, a.k.a. NFL Network, and NFL Redzone to go to ESPN. All right? The dirty little secret is, and you've seen this with all the layoffs and the no longer having total access and all these other shows have slowly went away on NFL media. The dirty little secret is the NFL doesn't want NFL Network anymore. They don't want to produce it, none of that, all right? Which is one of the reasons why you saw Peter Schrager jump to ESPN. Kind of wish Rich Eisen and Peter Schrager would have jumped to Fox Sports. But the legend is returning, and that's Rich Eisen, all right? We also have, and I'll talk about this, another streaming exclusive game from the NFL where you have to have a streaming service in order to watch the game. This is happening more and more. I don't think I saw a monetary amount where Peacock ended up paying for this, but I'm sure it was something north of $100 million for one regular season game. Here we go. Rich Eisen is going back to ESPN. He's taking the Rich Eisen Show. Now, this is going to be a similar move to what Pat McAfee did. All right? This is a licensing situation. Now, look, this Rich Eisen Show has been on Roku. If you've had a Roku, like I've got Roku on multiple TVs, you can watch this show for free, live. I mean, it comes on. It's on the Roku channel, and you can watch it when it comes on. I don't watch the show, but I do watch a hell of a lot of clips from the show, probably 1 or 2 or 3 every day I will watch from the Rich Eisen Show. I really liked NFL Game Day until they got rid of Michael Irvin. And for the first time in 15 years, I actually tuned out and back to NFL Countdown. I can't believe I'm saying that. And I don't like most of the talent on ESPN these days. Generally speaking, I will not watch one of their shows, but I do like Mike Greenberg because, well, I liked Mike and Mike. And he's good with NFL Countdown, but it makes you wonder, are we headed now towards Rich Eisen taking over NFL Countdown? All right. Andrew Marchand writes that the show is set to be part of ESPN's upcoming enhanced direct-to-consumer product offering. They're getting their own app that's going to, in other words, if you don't want to pay for satellite, you don't want to pay for cable, you don't want to pay for Roku TV, Sling, Fubo, none of that. They're going to have it where you can literally just buy ESPN in the family of networks. All right, some people may opt to do that if they just have an antenna. Eisen will take the, quote, Rich Eisen Show from Roku to ESPN in the fall. There is a strong possibility that the program, which runs noon to 3 p.m. Eastern, could also land on ESPN Radio. That'll immediately be the best radio show they've had in years, at least since Ryan Russillo left, where it would be viewed as an anchor for the network. Yeah, it would be their best show. Similar to the Pat McAfee show, Eisen's program will be licensed by ESPN, meaning he's expected to maintain ownership and editorial control. Good job, Rich Eisen. The terms of the deal is not known. So in other words, he still owns the show. He's still going to call the shots for what's going to be shown on that program and what they're going to talk about. Good. It's a pretty good show. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott had hosted one of the greatest runs in Sports Center history. This was back when Sports Center was must-see TV at night. All right, that after the sporting events go off, Sports Center, that 10 o'clock Sports Center, it was must watch, and him and Stuart Scott were epically great. It's unbelievable to say this. They've had two different sets of hosts that were all-time greats. Dan Patrick and, I can't believe I got to say this, Keith Olbermann had a great SportsCenter run. Keith Olbermann's a total nutcase now. And Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott. So, in part, he's going back. By the way, just to ruin your day, if you love NFL Redzone, there's a world where Redzone will be on ESPN. Once NFL media, if they sell it to ESPN, which is probably where it's headed. So, Peacock will be the exclusive national home of an NFL Week 17 game in prime time, streaming live Saturday, December 27, 2025. It was announced by NBC Universal and the NFL. The Peacock Holiday exclusive will be selected from a pool of key NFL Week 17 matchups. Quote, we're excited to present Week 17 Peacock Holiday exclusive in a Saturday night showcase as Peacock continues to deliver the best in sports streaming. With Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock one night later, we look forward to a pair of primetime games that impact playoff races. That's the thing. All right? That's the key takeaway. Again, I understand streaming's a thing and they're making a lot of money. That drives me nuts. You know, it does. It drives me nuts that this game just won't be on one of the regular, won't be on NBC in prime time. Free. If you got an antenna, you ought to be able to watch it. No, I mean, I've got Peacock, and I won't lie to you. I tell you why I got Peacock. The WWE Network is part of Peacock, and it's well worth it. If you're a wrestling fan, I pay whatever it is, $12 a month. I get to watch every PLE, aka what used to be known as a pay-per-view. I get every one of them for free as part of Peacock. So WrestleMania didn't cost me $80. It was just part of Peacock. I turned it on. WrestleMania was on. Backlash, I just watched it on Saturday. So, look, I get wrestling, and I do watch some shows on there too. Movies, but they got some old series I like to watch. 2.5 Men is on there. And I watch it like at least once a year. I watch it all the way through again. It's one of those shows I turn on and just leave on in the background because I'm a huge Charlie Sheen fan. Yeah, watching Charlie Harper is like watching my autobiography from the time I was 22 till I was 35 maybe. Yeah, I shouldn't be bragging about that, and I'm kind of not, but it is what it is. I mean, booze and women were a thing back in those days. Nonetheless, here we are. Here we are on Black and White Sports. Man, I got to tell you, another streaming game. Jesus. Rich Eisen going to ESPN full circle. Again, you got to think this is the closing in on the sale for NFL media. That's just my gut feeling anyway. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.